Yeah, it's okay.
Um, and so I think it's important to require people to take classes. I'm sure there's been, 10, 20% of people were forced to take a class, and then it made them choose a career that they didn't think they were going to do before.
So, did you have any classes, other like occupations that you want to do instead of
Being a teacher?
yes?
Well, I mean, I really like being a teacher, and I think teaching high school is going to help me in the future because I have other goals. One is, I think, maybe like 5, 10 years from now, that I'll be a college professor. But in college, you actually don't really teach. And what I mean by that is all you do in college is you give the book, you give the assignment, and you grade it. So it's kind of easy if you think about it, right? But now I feel like because in high school you teach like step by step by step. When I go to college, I'll actually be a better teacher when I get there. So if anybody needs help, I can be like, oh, do this, do this, do this, do this. And in college, you just kind of like on your own. So I think teaching high school makes you like a better teacher. And then my other career is I'm a writer, and I hope to finish my book in the next few years, and then kind of see what happens with that.
So, what grade do you teach again?
I teach 11th grade.
11th grade. Okay.
Mostly like 90%, and maybe a few seniors.
So, do you do like report writing in it?
No, well, we don't do. So that's what the trick of this class is. We don't really do academic writing. So the only time we do academic school writing is like we did. We're gonna do. Yeah, we don't really do academic writing like you would do in an English class. We did professional writing, which is like writing your resume and how to apply for a job. And then next year, we're gonna do the students' college essays, just because that's important. Um, but we don't do like read this book, write a report, read this book, and write an analysis. We don't do that. We actually create the work that other people analyze. Short stories, poems, personal essay. Let's see. We're gonna design a memorial, so you do like an art project, write songs, um, everything that's just like completely the opposite of analysis. It's more like creation.
Well, occupation that I selected, well, that was one of my options, is aerospace engineer.
Okay.
So, do you know anything of, like, do you have any knowledge about it?
I know a little bit. I know that the aerospace industry is here in Southern California, and also I think it's big in Houston. I know that there are, so that means what kind of the way that works is if the jobs are around here, then the universities will also around there um, have that major because then they could send the students straight to work for those companies and they can learn from those companies. I live in Pasadena and there's a school called Caltech and it's really famous for aerospace. That's where they do like a lot of the. And then there's also the JPL, which is the Jet Propulsion Lab, and that's also like kind of like NASA, and that's also in Pasadena. So that's about all I know.
Yeah. Okay. So, sorry. Well, in your classroom, do you have any assignments that could like relate to aerospace engineering?
You know what? I would say yes because there's a whole section of books over there based on science fiction, right? And you can read stuff in that book, and a lot of times people will say that's impossible. But if you read some of those books, now some of it's possible, right? So the science fiction writers or the people who imagine things, sometimes our imagination is more powerful and more advanced than our engineering. Does that make sense? So you have to come up with the idea, and then the engineers have to meet it. But if you don't have an imagination, to say like um, somebody said, "Oh, we're gonna put a man on the moon," and maybe like, I mean, that just happened 50 years ago. It wasn't like it was like a long time ago. So before, up until you read all those books, what have people have said about it? What would people have said about, "Oh, we're gonna go put a man on the moon"? Everybody would say it's impossible, right? And they say why? Oh, because it never happened. But if you have been reading science fiction, people are like on the moon, they're on Mars, right? Now we can send stuff to Mars. Oh, we can do it. So until people imagine it, it might never happen, you know. So I think that's one thing that's important. Is just like to keep an open mind and to be imaginative with things that may not yet be possible, but one day could be possible.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.